I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get.
Hey, if you like this content but haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now. Thanks. All right, yeah, how do you do? It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name's Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a 26-year veteran of what's left of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan and trusted member of the media. And that's why I hate to tell you this, but Vanity Fair is a weirdo magazine that can't even be honest with its readers visually, not even with the images they show. A little while ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, Vanity Fair published an article which promised to show initial images, first images, for a first peek at Star Wars Episode 9, Reese of the Soy Walker, and Reese of the Soy Drinker, maybe? Soy Drinker. And this is what they put out there, and it's very peculiar. This was the image of Luke Skywalker. Look how badass this is. It's like, grr. Is Luke Skywalker going to be in this movie? Is he actually going to be in the movie or just in the title? Now, I doubt it. I doubt he's going to be in the movie. I think actually the title Rise of Skywalker mostly refers to the religion that is going to be based around his name. And that's kind of what they're looking for. They're looking for the satellite dish from the Death Star, which is going to broadcast the word of Skywalker out into the galaxy, thus making Skywalker the new Jedi. No more Jedi religion. Now it's the religion of Skywalker, which I guess if it's about Disney's version of this character, that just kind of means become a bum, like live in your bathrobe, move to a weirdo island, suck on the teats of a gigantic mer camel, and I don't know, become Luke Lebowski, Sky Lebowski. What would it be called? The Big Lebowski, Luke Sky Lebowski. Let me think about that. Let me work on that pun. You guys can help me in the chat. But basically become the Big Lebowski. The Big Luke Bowski. There you go. Perfect. Boom, I knew we'd find it. So that is what the religion of Skywalker will actually become. Now, what's peculiar about this, as you can see this white outline around here? People were like, oh my gosh, like this makes it seem like Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill is going to be in the movie. Is it true that maybe he didn't die? Maybe, he's not, this doesn't look like a Force ghost, really. I mean, is he in the movie? And then somebody quickly kind of pointed out, the great Data Racer did a little comparison, and here's some of the Vanity Fair photographs from 2017, The Last Jedi, and he noticed something very peculiar. This is a very well done, as it turns out, Photoshop composite. In other words, Mark Hamill didn't really pose for this. Isn't that weird? Why would they do this? Mark Hamill didn't pose for this photograph. Mark Hamill, this is not some on-the-set shot. They put this together. So in other words, they had this piece of film right here, this visual image, and then they kind of took this. Look at this. They took this sleeve here. Look at the hand comparison. They kind of recolored it a little bit, but I mean, as you can see, every fold, every wrinkle matches up. They just kind of took this out and pasted it here. This is the tricky part. They got the cloak to kind of do this instead of fall down. So they actually had to paint that. I think they had to paint that on. And then they had to sort of paint a little R2-D2 or add a little R2-D2 into here. This is deception. I think it's fair to say that this is deception because they're kind of trying to plant the impression that Mark Hamill has a bigger role in this film than he probably actually does. Mark Hamill actually came out and said at one point, he said, I got one film out of this trilogy. In other words, I was in The Last Skywalker, or The Last Jedi. I don't think I'm going to, I don't think his 2-second appearance in The Force Awakens really counts. And apparently what he's kind of suggesting is he doesn't have much to do with this new movie. It's just his character's name is in the title. So this is a peculiar thing right here. This is an odd image that Vanity Fair presented to people as perhaps this is a look at the movie Rise of Skywalker, when in fact this is anything but. This is a composite image put together from other images. It is photoshopped. Now, even more interestingly, Oh, look at this. So like here's yeah. This is the original. So this is the original that it came from. This of course is Mark Hamill. He did pose for this. This is very, very normal. Now Mark Hamill himself is on Twitter, and Mark Hamill actually said something pretty cool. Let's check this out. I mean, this is great. Mark Hamill pointed out, he said, then versus now. Have I been growing over the years, or has R2D2 just been shrinking? You decide. And then, let me see, I'll actually look at his tweet here. Larger Luke theory versus diminutive droid theory. And of course, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You got somebody over there at Vanity Fair producing this Photoshop and just getting the scale of R2D2 wrong. As you can see, R2D2 is probably much bigger than you remember him. He does come up to Luke Skywalker's rib cage. He's pretty tall. I mean, this is a big droid. And here, of course, he has been BB-8-sized. He is much smaller here, and that is because some dummy took a picture of R2D2 and kind of photoshopped him in there and got to select how big he was going to be and misremembered the size of R2D2. And somebody like Mark Hamill, Mark Hamill actually noticed that. And Mark Hamill has such a funny relationship with the Disney Star Wars, Disney Lucasfilm. You can tell he loathes. You could tell he despises what they're doing and thinks that they've disgraced Luke Skywalker and Star Wars, and they don't know what they're doing at all. But for the most part, he has to be very subtle about it. And so this is how the rage of Mark Hamill manifests itself in subtle little kind of passive-aggressive jabs like this, which are very, very, very funny. Now, I actually answered and said, nope, shitty Vanity Fair Photoshop theory. Not larger Luke, not diminutive droid. Shitty Vanity Fair Photoshop theory, and guess what? I got a like from Luke Skywalker himself. Mark Hamill having to salute the Fandom Menace. I appreciate it, sir. We see what's going on over here at the Fandom Menace. We fully are aware of the way they have disgraced Luke Skywalker, the way they've disgraced the character that you've built, and their eyes are off the ball. They can't even get the size of R2D2 right. And, again, what can you do? All we can do is just point it out and laugh. And thanks for the like. That was quite an honor. All right, thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit a like. Leave me comments below. And, listen, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to Comic Artist Pro Secrets yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye-bye. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on a live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it, sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over, devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist. But it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again. If If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.